Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today playing Boros Blitz in Historic Best of 3. This is a deck I built quite a while ago, right when Strixhaven came out. I want to see if it still kind of functions the way it did a couple of weeks ago. Before I get into the deck for just a few minutes, I want to say all the YouTube stuff. Subscribe, like, comment down below as usual, and everything is in the description, such as timestamps and the deck list. So, Boros Blitz. You can see from the deck, you know what we're doing. We're killing our opponents quickly, of course. Go over it very quickly. We are playing 16 creatures, 4 Clever Lumimancers, 4 Soulscar Mage, 4 Leonin Light Scribes, and 4 Dreadhorde Arcanist. Of course, the Lumimancer and the Light Scribe have Magecraft, so any instances and sorceries are going to pump them up. +1/+1 to the team from the Light Scribe, +2/+2 to the Lumimancer with each instant and each sorcery. Soulscar Mage has Prowess, also going to get big from all of our non-creature spells. And then finally, Dreadhorde Arcanist is going to give us tons of extra value from all of the 1 CMC instances and sorceries that hopefully will be in our graveyard when we're attacking with the Arcanist. As far as our spells go, we have in this column a whole bunch of cantrips. We have Defiant Strike, +1/+0, and draws us a card at instant speed. Crash Through gives our creatures trample and draws us a card. And then Warlord's Fury gives our creatures first strike and draws us a card. Both of these at sorcery speed for 1 CMC. The first strike and the trample sometimes can be relevant, but for the most part we want these cards for the draw and then also for triggering our Magecraft and our Prowess. In this column, we have some protection. We have fight as 1, choose 1 or choose both. Target human gains +1/+1 indestructible, and target non-human gains +1/+1 and indestructible until the end of turn. In our list, we are playing human, human, non-human, non-human. Very wonderful split. This card, I am falling in love with it. I think it's great. It has been overperforming in all the games that I play with it. And then God's Willing kind of serves a dual purpose. It allows us to give one of our creatures protection until the end of turn from the color of our choice. It also scries 1, but it's that protection that we want. The first purpose, of course, is to just protect our creature from spot removal. Maybe they have a Fatal Push, they have a Lightning Helix, whatever. We can give it protection from black, protection from red, and save our creature. The other purpose is to push damage through. Let's say our opponent has a board of green creatures. We just need to get a little bit more damage in. We give it protection from green, swing in for lethal. Pretty awesome. Next, Gird for Battle. It's kind of cool. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. I like the card. It's only as a 1-of in the deck. I want to see how it performs. I don't know. Just 1 CMC. Pretty strong. And then finally, we are playing 4 Shocks and 2 Lightning Strikes, mostly because this deck is very, very good at getting our opponents down to under 5 life, and then we kind of stall out. Either we run out of spells to cast, our creatures get taken out by a board wipe on turn 3 or turn 4, and then we're kind of stuck and we can't do anything. The opponent has tons of time to recover. Well, Shock and Lightning Strike can be that good extra reach that we need in the deck to help us take a win. In the sideboard, everything looks pretty ordinary. The only really unique card in here is the Volcanic Fallout, a card that is very experimental for me, and I just put it in this deck because I thought it looked good. It deals +2 damage to each creature and each player. That's our reach, plus it could kill a few creatures from the opponent, and it can't be countered. Pretty sweet. Instant speed, 3 CMC spell. Also, it will not kill any of our creatures because when we cast it, well, the Dreadhorde Arcanist has 3 toughness. The Leonin Light Scribe will have 3 as well. That'll go up to 3, and that'll also go up to 3. So pretty neat that this card can hopefully take out some of our opponent's creatures, but allow some of our creatures to survive. You know, maybe we run into a mono-white aggro list or elves. This is where I want to pull in this card. Anyways, that is the list. Let's see how it works out. Jump into some games. Thanks for watching, and see you there. All right, Boros Blitz, Historic, Best of 3. See how it goes. Game should be fast, if anything. All right, opening hand looks great. Keep it. Not a whole lot of decisions to be made with this deck. I think we're going to just be putting out most of our chips. Although, I guess that's a bit of a choice. I still think it's probably okay to just lead on the Soulscar Mage, but that Skirt Prospector is going to have to die next turn, I believe. We do have Authority of the Consuls in the sideboard for the humans, or for the Goblins deck, rather. Yeah. Something we'll definitely want to be bringing in. So I am going to shock Prospector because this card enables the Goblins to do what they want to do a little bit too easily. Then we'll get in for 2 and go out with another Soulscar Mage, develop the board, and hopefully... Oh, they miss a land. That's really sad. You know what? I think I'm just going to get in for 2 here. Get out the Dread Horde. And next turn we'll really go to them. Okay. Well, not really indicative of the deck's strength, mostly because, well, the opponent struggled quite a bit. Bringing in the Authority of the Consuls for sure. And then Volcanic Fallout is interesting to me. A lot of the Goblins are 2 toughness and lower, so I think I'm going to try it out. I have high hopes for this card. I don't know. I don't think the opponent is going to have too much interaction for our creatures, so Fight as 1 can probably go down, and probably God's Willing as well. Although I like God's Willing as a way of getting in, so I think maybe something like that. Keep 2 of them in. Giving protection from red might be really important at some point in the game. Let's try it. Be real nice to start off this video with a nice quick win against Goblins. Haven't been seeing a lot of Goblins recently. I don't know if they've fallen out of favor or if the deck is just... I know it's very rare heavy to build. Okay, Tormod's Crypt. They know that we're going to be playing with our graveyard, so that's cool. Okay, put that out. I'm going to start with the Lumimancer. But if they're wasting their first turn on the Tormod's Crypt, well, I guess they didn't waste it. It is a 0 CMC. And they're wasting a card on it. We'll see. We'll see if it pays off for them. Right now, it's not going to be very relevant in this matchup. What I think I'm going to do is attack in, see if they want to block. Well, we're pumping no matter what. Get in 3 damage here. Lightning Strike is good. And then Soulscar Mage to the board. In this case, in the intro I had said that the Trample and the First Strike are not super relevant cards. However, in this matchup, it might show that that Trample is going to be very important. Getting over these pesky 1/1s is annoying. There's the old Muxus, so we can expect that in a few turns. Okay. Well, we drew 1 Crash Through, so let's throw it off now. The annoying part of Crash Through and Warlord's Fury is that they are sorcery speed. They would be pretty bonkers if they weren't. But something to keep in mind, you do kind of have to show your hand before. All right. Let's push some damage. Okay. Yeah. Pretty fortunate, I think, for us to draw 2 of our Crash Throughs. A little unfortunate for this this pathway to be on the white side right now. I think that might be annoying, although we can Lightning Strike something going forward. Filling up the board. Ooh, the Onin Light Scribe is interesting. Are they... Oh, they're certainly able to get out Muxus next turn if they have a Skirt Prospector. So, I think I still want to play the Light Scribe to the board. And then... Yeah, let's Warlord's Fury. He's going to block. The opponent's going to block. But at least we get to push quite a bit of damage. And they won't be able to kill our creatures here very easily. And then next turn, we can really go at them. 1 and 1. Sure. Okay. Play out the Inspiring Vantage. And then next turn, we could have 5 mana if we need it to play around with. As long as they can't drop out that Muxus, we're fine. Yeah. But we do have to kill them this turn, I feel like. Yeah, we do. That's not a great one. So let's cycle this. Hope we draw into another spell. That's all we want. Any spell, basically. Okay. Cool. Do that. I think we're probably... Well, we'll see. We'll see how they block. Little unfortunate to Flood. We are playing only 18 lands. 18 is the new magical number. That's what I believe. Big blocks. Big blocks everywhere. Okay, well, we're putting that on their face. I didn't count out the math yet. We'll see if it works. So that's a lot of damage. Yeah, this is lethal. Alright, so if you go up against a slow Goblins deck, you can get a win. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, match 2 with the Boros Blitz. I really hope this deck works out. I really enjoy it. I think I like it more than Boros Burn, that's for sure. This hand's looking a little questionable. We needed another land, and I don't think I can keep this. Yeah, too risky for me. Throw it back. Ooh. Well, now they're going to make me keep this, and I don't like it. Okie doke. Let's try it. I'm going to throw away the God's Willing, I think. Lean on the Soulscar Mage, and pray to the magic gods that they help us out. Opponent is on a Gigantha deck, representing the Lightning Bolt sleeves, and very cool. I like this mount. Always enjoyed it. Not good. Okay, let's cycle the Warlord's Fury. If you're going to cycle either between Warlord's Fury and Crash Through, I always prefer cycling the Warlord's Fury first. First Strike is good, but I think Crash Through is going to always have the higher upside overall. The opponent doing that, and unfortunately, we can only kill one of them. Would have been real swell to have drawn another land there, but at least the opponent gave us the opportunity to shock the Soulscar Mage. If they had held up the red mana, I don't think I would have felt comfortable shocking there. I would have had to have used the Lightning Strike just to avoid getting blown out by the Soulscar Mage's prowess trigger there. Okay, the opponent doing well here, and we are not doing well, but I think I have to do that. I really don't like this Bomat Courier being on the field either, but I'm more terrified of that. The opponent looks like they're playing something very similar to my mono red list. I love it. I love the Thermal Alchemist. Love everything about this. Don't love that I had to mulligan and I'm still stuck at 2 lands. So what do we think? Do we hit the Alchemist or do we hit the Bomat? The Bomat refilling their hand is going to be real terrible, but I don't think I want to take all this extra damage. I know the Thermal Alchemist, when it untaps, it can just do so much work. So let's get rid of that and throw it over to the opponent. Hope that they kind of stall out. We're only down to 15 life, so they are a little bit slow, but we're going to take a good chunk here. Yeah. What this is telling me is, oh, yeah, that they're going to probably crack the Bomat this turn. Wow. Okay, so Chandra's Incinerator. This is a card that you might not be familiar with. Super cool. It costs X less to cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponent. They did 5 damage to me, making this only 1 CMC. And then whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker. So they're going to be very effective at removing our creatures because they do a lightning bolt to our face, and the Incinerator will do 3 more damage to something. I'm so far out of this game, but I'm going to put it out anyways. I have no hope. Oh, the Incinerator also has trample. Keep that in mind. I've actually always wondered about the card art. Like, what's this Trail of Fire here? Is it a Naga, or is it a human and they're leaving a trail? I don't know. I have to block here, and I still die? No, I'm at 1. See what we draw. There's the land. It doesn't let me even shock it in. Okay. Little unfortunate. Their hand was really strong. Our hand was pretty weak, but that's fine. We do have red cap melee for this. Pretty cool card. Deal 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, very flexible, but if a non-red permanent is dealt damage this way, you must sacrifice a land. Thankfully, they are full of red creatures. What else do I want to bring in? I don't think it's really worth it to bring in the Authority. Yeah, I think I'm only bringing in red cap melee. I'm going to take out Gird for battle, mostly because I think I'm going to have a hard time keeping creatures on the battlefield. And I'm going to take out one Light Scribe, I think, because I really don't want my Light Scribe getting hit by a shock. Feels real bad. It's a minor thing. Yeah. Okay, get to play first at the very least, and yeah, we'll try it. Hand is not being as generous as it was in that first game against the Goblins, as far as mana goes. They don't have the shock, that's good. So now I'm in a position where I have to consider, do I shock or lightning strike the Soulscar Mage now, or do I go with the Arcanist? I think I probably got to take out the Soulscar Mage. Attack in for 2. And then next turn would be real great to draw, actually any mana source. I was going to say white for the fight, but yeah, we miss it. A little annoying. Let's see if they block. I don't think they block here. It would be crazy. Okay, so we'll just get in for 1. And unfortunately, this Thermal Alchemist might light us up next turn, but that's where we're at. So, maybe a lightning... Oh, light up the stage. I love the synergy between Alchemist and light up the stage, or really any of the spectacle cards for that matter. Lava Runner, Lava Runner. I'm okay with that. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad at all, and we draw the land. That's really good for us. So, what I want to do is Defiant Strike on the Dreadhorde. And then I want to... This will allow me to get the Lightning Strike out of my graveyard. Okay. We will hit the Alchemist with the Lightning Strike, grow the Soulscar Mage just a little bit. And let's see what kind of damage we get in for. Ooh, all of it. I really want to keep up a white mana for this fight as one, but I think I don't have that luxury, and I'm kind of getting a read from the opponent that they probably don't have much removal, simply based on their plays of the last couple turns. I feel like if they had a Lightning Strike or if they had a Shock, they certainly would have tried to kill the Arcanist or the Soulscar Mage. So establish the board, and then next turn we can go with the Warlord's Fury. That'll be really hard for them to deal with. There's no way I'm blocking that. Maybe I could have. It seems like they didn't have an instant, but... Well, that's really good. Let's see what we get off of this Warlord's Fury. Crash through. That's what we wanted to see. Like the perfect card. Okay. Okay, let's go to combat. Let's see what they decide to block. I think it's going to be the Warlord's Fury. Okay, so I'm getting punished here a little bit because I should have played out the Sacred Foundry just in case I drew a castable card off of the Defiant Strike. Alright. Well, we are very fine. Okay. So we get to go to a game 3. Pretty awesome. A little unfortunate that the opponent didn't find any kind of interaction. Fortunate for us, of course. All right, run it back. I think it's as good as it's going to get. All right, game 3. A little unfortunate the opponent is on the play. I said in one of my previous videos last week that being on the play versus being on the draw seems like such a huge factor these days, more so than I've noticed in the past. Oof. Well, can't do much with this hand. Throw it back. This one a little bit more keepable. We definitely want our Soulscar Mage and our Leonin Lightscribe. The deck it functions on our creatures, so there's no way we could throw those back. I think what I'm doing is probably throwing the Fight as 1 away because I'm going to always have that awkward situation where I put out something, I'm not going to have the mana up to protect it. So hopefully the Shock and this Lightning Strike can kill an Alchemist or an early Soulscar Mage from the opponent. Boom, Mac Courier. That seems like an awfully fine target for a Shock. But I don't think I need to be too hasty on that, so instead I'm going to put out the Luvomancer. I think I would rather them kill the Luvomancer than the Soulscar Mage. Maybe that was wrong, though. Actually, now looking at it, because I do have a Plains in hand, next turn I could have gone out with the Luvomancer off of the Plains and then held up the Shock to pump the Luvomancer to protect against a potential opponent Shock or Bone Crusher. I don't think they're playing Bone Crusher, though. Okay. That's fine. So we find that. Okay, I'm going to shock that in. Same logic as I was just talking about. I want to hold up this shock just in case they try to shock my Soulscar Mage. I can protect it. So here we go. We get to remove their creature. What was always going to happen, we get to keep our Soulscar Mage around. If they have another shock, that's fine, but at least we traded up in that exchange. Little greedy from the opponent. Should have seen that coming. A 1 CMC spell would be perfect for us right now. I wonder if they have a light up the stage. No. Alchemist, okay. There's a 1 CMC spell, so I want to go out with the Leonin Lightscribe, but it's possible that the Thermal Alchemist has changed how I want to approach this. Let's attack, see what they do. I don't think they block this. No. So we'll get in for a free damage. And we'll put that out. Sure. They are down to 2 cards. So maybe we get lucky. If they have a Lightning Strike here, that really sucks. Or a Wizard's Lightning. But if it's a Wizard's Lightning. Okay. If it were a shock, would have been a happier world for me, but it wasn't to be. Ooh, a second Alchemist. That's terrifying. Okay. Not good. Well, if they block this time, we could be in really good shape. They don't. I think I have to hit 1 Alchemist. Okie doke. Do I put out the land? Is there any reason to? No. We'll bluff extra cards in hand. But in a little bit of a sketchy situation, these Alchemists are going to continue getting lots of value. Sure. Skewer. Oh, man. So they were really fortunate to draw the 3 damage removal spells this time. Okay. Dreadhoard's okay. But I think I probably have to put... No, I gotta go out with the Dreadhorde. I was thinking I was gonna put Lurrus in my hand, but I think I have to go out Dreadhorde Arcanist and then probably shock the Lava Runner. In fact, I'm gonna do the I'm gonna shock the Lava Runner now. Actually, it didn't matter. I was thinking if they draw Wizard's Lightning, it'll make it harder to cast. But if they draw that, they just cast it for 3 anyways, so it's not that big a deal. They put Gigantha in their hand, sure. Well, we find that. That's a good card, I guess. What do we got in our graveyard? Yeah. Hang on. Shock and shock. We don't have any way of pumping our bro yet, but... A little annoying that I have to choose to do this beforehand. But maybe they'll think I'll have another shock in hand and not block here. Yeah, this is a pretty safe block. Okay. So, put that out. If they draw another land next turn, this Gigantha is going to be very difficult to get through. Actually not sure if I even should have shocked there. I don't know. Bromat Courier, okay. It's really good for them. Down to 3. In a very precarious place right now. So many things off the top murder us. But at least we get to set up for a pretty good turn. Yeah. Scar. I think this time I'm not attacking. Okay, we have to dodge top decks. Actually, it didn't have to be a 3 CMC or a 3 damage spell. It could have been anything. Oh no. Oh, they don't get us yet. Interesting. But we're down to 1. They have a Ramunap Ruins. We can slam in with a Lurrus next turn and get a little bit of help. This is the play from the opponent. I like it a lot. They sack this. Hopefully one of these 2 cards is any instant or any sorcery, we die. Nothing? Surely they have something. Pretty cool. Alright, good game, opponent. I think that really came down to the opponent going first. Had we gone first in the game 1 or game... Well, game 1 wouldn't have helped us at all, but that third game, I don't know. Can't really look at it that way, but still. Let's go to the next one. Alright, match 3 with Boros Burn. Last game we lost, but you know what? It was close, and we went up against a deck that we're going to have a hard time against. This deck, the Boros Blitz deck, it is very, very reliant on getting the creatures out on the battlefield and having them survive. And if we can't manage that, you know, we go up against a lot of shocks or a lot of lightning strikes or a lot of fatal pushes, we are in trouble. This hand, I don't like it because Dreadhorde Arcanist as our only creature is pretty iffy. We do have great lands, but we don't have anything to cycle. So it might seem crazy, but I don't think this is a winning hand. I'm going to throw it back. Alright. So, not much better, but I think we will keep it. I think I probably want the God's Willing. I would love to face some of the combo decks, because I think we can kill them quickly. Selesnya CoCo is probably not a great matchup either, simply because I think we're going to have a really hard time getting through their 4 toughness and 5 toughness creatures. My kingdom for a shock. Ugh. If only. Alright. Well, Dreadhorde Arcanist, go Here comes Lovey. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This deck, I'm saying it. The Selesnya CoCo deck is so strong right now. If you want to climb the ladder, I think this is a deck that you are absolutely playing. Okay, we're going to put this on the red. And end our turn. We'll see where they put this Luminarch counter. Hopefully we can get the Skyclave. Llanowar Elf. Sure. And a Scavenging Ooze. Putting it on itself. I still think I have to hit the Skyclave Apparition, get a blocker. Still, the opponent's going to get in for a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, God's Willing doesn't pump our creatures. Let's go on the offense. No attack. It's going to be real hard once this Questing or Lovestruck Beast comes down, but... Oh man, the opponent straight fire. Look at that hand. We in trouble. How do you feel about CoCo? I have a friend who says CoCo's boring. Oh, and I hope he watches this video and I hope he hears what I'm saying right now. CoCo is exciting. I love CoCo. I love everything about that card. Taking 6. We are not in the business of blocking with this deck. Very, very offense. Okay, you're not going to get much value out of a 0-1 blocker. Let's see what we can turn up, though. There's no way we can take them down from 18, but... No. Okay. Put out the Dreadhorde Arcanist. And then my goal here is just to survive one more turn. And then maybe we can do some fun stuff. Oh. That's bad. Let's hopefully they only attack with the Redain. They get in for 5. And maybe there's the slightest chance. They know. They know what they're doing. Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna do this, God's willing. Pro green. Don't want that. So what do we have to block? That sucks. Their attack was really good. But we're mostly okay. You know what? I don't think I lose giving up my 3/3 here. I think I have to block like this. Okay. So we need a string of really great cards off the top here. Okay. So what I've done here is I set a stop on my upkeep because I know I'm casting this God's Willing. And I think I'm probably putting it here. Let's give it pro green. Don't want that. So I did that because I wanted the scry going into my draw step. Draw a card. Deck. No. So, yeah, there's just not a whole lot we can do. We can, of course, attack. I'm very curious. Yeah. It doesn't matter what we do. I'm just going to kill this out of spite. Close, though. So you could have seen if, if this had been a Crash Through or a Warlord's Fury, that's what it's called, and maybe we cycled it into 2 more cards, we get out of control real quick, and I think you can really steal a win out of nowhere. You just kind of got to play to that out. We were never really in a good position this game, but I think I gave myself the best chance to take a win here that I could, and that's where I'm at. Okay, let's see if they're going to be cute or just attack. There you go. And let the opponent get in. Let the opponent kill us. That's fine. All right, let's go to game 2. What do we want to bring in? I don't, red cap melee is too risky. I don't think the Fallout is really going to do much against their creatures. Maybe we can get a Llanowar Elf or a Luminarch, but I think for the most part, it's not great. Rip Apart, sure. We'll bring that in as another way of removing the Mammoth or a Luminarch. Wow, that word is really killing me. So, bring that in. They don't have a ton of interaction, so I don't think I need Fight as One or God's Willing so much. So let's just go down to 2 each. Okay. Well, we get to be on the play. Again, I think the opponent was on the play for that one, and we were mulliganing. Yeah, what can you do? Get to play first. All right, I'm gonna keep it. Hope that these Dreadhordes stick. Hope I can take out a Llanowar Elf with this Shock, and then get a whole bunch of extra value out of the Warlord's Fury and the Shock. That is the game plan going forward. Okay. The Lumimancer coming out a little awkwardly there. I think I'm still going down with the Dreadhorde. Play to my curve. Baffling end from the opponent. Nice card. Goodness gracious. Alright, Lumimancer this time. I feel like a Skyclave is coming in my future. And I think going forward, these Dreadhordes are going to be more important with the Warlord's Fury, just to let us refuel a little bit. And I like having the clever Lumimancer on the field with the Archon. Oh, man, the opponent. That's a really nasty card for us. Okay. Can't put the Sacred Foundry in untapped because of the Archon's very annoying non-basic lands your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped ability. Oh, and they got a turn 4 CoCo. Oh no, a shield. The shield is good, but it's not as good as as the shield is against our mono red decks. Okay, so at least I get to kill this. I am an idiot. I'm an idiot. I forgot what the shield did. Oops. I hate the shield. I was just saying it's not so bad. It's horrible because now I can't kill any of their 3 CMC stuff with this deck, basically. Like, this card is just immortal right now because unless it's blocking something, I just can't deal. I can't deal with it. All right, well, maybe we'll be fine. I don't really like that. Oh, that's a bad block. Yeah, why did you block that? Well, problems on both sides of the battlefield right now. Yeah. Alright. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but it's cool. This Archon Protector Shield stuff. What do I do? What do I do? I can only cast one spell. Look at this hand. It would be so bonkers right now if we got rid of the Emeria. And instead, it's completely shut down our deck. I mean, that's why these CoCo decks are so good. Their hate cards are really great beaters on 2-3 in the air is great. And it's just hosing me. I don't know. I can't kill this. Okay, crash through. What do I do? What do I do? Now it's extra immortal. Well, I think we concede that one. What can we do? All right, match 4. Last game was I don't know, little tricky. I'm really not sure if there were any lines that could have helped me there. Even though I threw away the lightning strike, like can't keep that. I don't like this hand. I'm gonna keep it anyways. Throw away the fight as throw away the defiant strike. And hope to draw land. Yeah, wow. The Selesnya CoCo deck, I didn't realize, like, it never really crossed my mind as being that threatening against this deck, but oh boy, is it ever a terror. I'm going to go out with the Leonin Lightscribe first and hope the opponent doesn't have any kind of way to deal with it, and then next turn we can really go to town. We should draw a land there. Okay. Still gonna do this. No land. So we get in for some good damage. I'm not gonna throw off the shock there because I want to hold the fight up. Fight as 1 up. This is a human, non-human. Could be really good if they try to remove something. Wishclaw Talisman. Okay. So now we got to do some maths. So this is going to represent 5 damage, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think they die. Yeah, cool. Wow. So you can see this deck can get crazy if the opponent doesn't have any kind of interaction. I miscounted. It was 13. Cool. Dead on turn 3 with 2 lands. Oh boy. So we're against probably the deck we want to be up against. It is silly combo deck time. We don't really have any cards that are good against that. We could bring in the Rip Apart to destroy, the Wishclaw Talisman, but it's just not good enough. So I think we keep it as is, try to kill them quickly. That's all we can do before they get off the Tainted Pact combo. If you're unfamiliar with the Tainted Pact combo, I did put up a video last week on Thursday about that deck and how ridiculous it can be. I'm going to keep this. I don't think they are on the version that's playing a ton of interaction. They're definitely going to have some. So it's very likely that this Lumomancer doesn't make it, but I'm just kind of hoping it sticks and hoping that I find a land. I didn't find a land. So crash through, pump up the Lumomancer a little bit, draw a card. Come on, land. Oh. Greed is getting punished. Oh, that's interesting. I'm still going to attack. Yeah, take that. So this one, enchanted creature gets -2, -0, and loses all abilities. Oh, and then here it is. So I think they're going for a turn 4 combo. We miss on our lands. If we went land, and they... Yeah. I got to imagine they probably have the Thassa's Oracle. Well, that'll get it for them. We're not going to be able to take them down from 20 with just the Soulscar Mage. Unfortunately, this mystical or mystic subdual is really cool, losing the ability. Wow, still no lands? There it is. There it is. Well, I'm going to do as much as I can and hope they don't have the 5th land because I need to pay 1 for this. Oh, they have a Heartless Act too. All right. Well, I'll let it happen just so if you're unfamiliar with what's going on here, you can see it. They use the Wishclaw Talisman. They go and get the Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield. The ability goes on the stack. They Tainted Pact. Their graveyard goes down to 0. Or sorry, their deck goes down to 0, and I lose to the Thassa's Oracle. If you want to be cruel, what you can do is you let the opponent have to click through the Tainted Pact, but I don't like doing that. So we get to play first. Oh man. If we had one other creature here, it would be great. Right now it's a little sketchy. I'm going to try it. I got punished last time. Let's see if I get punished this time. If they don't have turn 1 removal for the Lumimancer, which they don't. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna go Dreadhorde. Attack for 0 always. Assert dominance. Show them who's boss. Even when you're not doing damage, you're doing damage. Mentally. Keep that in mind. Miss on that, so I got to assume they probably have an answer for this Dreadhorde. But the cool thing is, I have a God's Willing. Eliminate. No. Pro Black. Yes, I will take that land, please. Play that out. Okay, swinging hard. God's Willing, really cool. If only that mountain were something else. Oop. Were a plains or a dual land, that would have been real cool. But they got to do something big here. They might have a way of wiping the board. If that's the case, that's the case. This is going to be our only avenue of winning, though. Maze Mind Tome. Are we good? So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I do an idiot math in my head, counting it like a child. Oh, that helps. So, how do you beat the Tainted Pact deck? You kill them before they can do the combo on turn 4. There it is. You know what? 2-2. I think that's good enough. I'm going to go to a quick wrap-up. See you over there. Alright, so before the wrap-up, I do want to mention today Wizards posted this. We're aware of the issues on Saturday. It may have limited your ability to progress on your Mastery Pass. Use the code Experimental Overload. And you should get 2,000 XP to level up on... What's this? Crackle with Power. You're going to get 2,000 XP for your Mastery Pass. Just a little something if you haven't seen this code yet or seen this post. Make sure you do that because you want to get your 2,000 XP. Okay. Alright, so the Boros Blitz deck, pretty cool. You saw how fast it is. In that last game, especially against the Tainted Pact combo deck, we were killing them on turn 3. That's awesome. You get down a couple of early creatures, play out your spells, you hope that your cantrips draw you into some more action, and you just go ham. This is not a deck that you can sit around thinking about too much. There are definitely things that you should think about. I think in that one game against the Selesnya deck, the first game, holding back or blocking the way I did, hoping that I could kill them on the crackback. That was really my only avenue to victory in that position. Sometimes you get into spots like that where you got to consider those things. But I think for the most part, you're kind of just hoping they don't have interaction. You're hoping that if they do have interaction, you can hold up a God's Willing. I think a lot of times, if you are against a deck that has tons of fatal pushes or eliminates or lightning strikes in that, it might be a good idea if you have the mana options to put out the Clever Lumimancer on turn 2, holding up God's Willing. And it doesn't always work out that way because we do have some restrictions with our mana base. Having a 1-drop on white and a 1-drop on red with a lot of important spells on white and red, it can make your mana choices very cluttered and tricky to work with at times. But if you're in that position, that's something you should be looking for. Otherwise, you're playing to the board. You're hoping to slam in. The decks you're going to lose to when you play a deck like this is, like I've said before, decks that have a lot of single target removal. Mono red, as you saw, it was a really hard matchup for us, especially when they were on the draw, or on the play rather. They just get out ahead of you and you really can't make up that difference. So yeah, still, the deck is cool. I didn't get to see Gird for Battle once. I think I did see it when I threw it away, but I didn't get to play it at all. A little unfortunate. Still, everything else functioned as it was supposed to function. Cool deck. Let me know what you think about the deck if you want to try it out, and if there's something I should make, some changes I should make to the deck to improve it in any way. Love to hear about that. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. Take care for now, and see you in the next one.